Everybody, it's Mike from Replica Airguns with a tabletop video while we're actually doing this out in front of the camera. These long guns are pretty long. I don't have a big enough table or a mount to adjust my camera high enough to get it all in. So this is the best way to do the review videos. I just have my cheat sheet here. Normally you don't see it because I'm doing it off camera. And I edit all the ums and ahs and mistakes. So there's going to be a couple of those in here, little blips and things. But we'll get through it. And I do have my DJI Osmo Mini, which is a DJI Osmo Mini. It's a new action camera that I did a quick little review on, sort of a preview with some sample videos. You can check that out. It's added to the new collection of cameras that I use. I'll be using it for a variety of different shots, some action shooting. It is an action cam, but it's a mini action cam. You can see it's actually on my head at the moment, and it's viewing in front of me. So I can get kind of some close-in videos here and look at it. And I've actually got the screen. You can see the screen on there, right? Should be able to see the screen on top there, so I can see both screens. It's really a cool setup. But more about the gun. We're taking a look at the Umarex AER16. So it's kind of neat how they named it. So if you say it quickly, AR16, like AR16, you just say AR16. So it's like you're slurring it. Pretty smart. I like what they did there. They're not saying it's an AR16. They're saying it's an AER16, which is like electric, maybe AR electric. Maybe that's what they're trying to say, but it's an AEG BB gun. So it shoots 4.5 millimeter steel BBs as opposed to airsoft BBs. Now, it's not the first company to do that. I do have my Barra here. This is the 400E, and I've reviewed this guy. It's essentially the same concept, right? It's an AEG BB rifle that works almost exactly like an airsoft AEG. I mean, other than the barrel and the magazine, you know, how it houses a 4.5 millimeter instead of a 2.20 millimeter or 0.20, whatever it is. It would be a 6 millimeter, so 0.20 caliber. So this is a 6 mil. Airsoft would be 6 millimeter. These guys are 4.5 millimeter. The Barra, I've done the review on it. It's a bit heavier gun. It's definitely got a lot more metal going on, but it is pretty hefty. And if you don't want to be carrying around a really heavy gun, then definitely the Umarex might be a better option because it's about 5 pounds. We'll get into the specs later, but it is definitely a lot more lightweight, and it's got a plastic. You know, the upper and lower receivers are plastic in this case, as to the Barra, opposed to the Barra being metal almost entirely. But there is a lot of metal in the Umarex version, the AER16 for sure. Hopefully that doesn't fall. But other than that, they're very similar. They're AEGs. They have batteries that go in the buffer tube. They have metal magazines. You know, you load the magazines. They both hold about 50 rounds. They both have pop-up sights. They both have Picatinny rails. They both have M-LOK options on the rail here, right? And adjustable rear stocks. Yeah, so I mean, they're very, very similar. It's just that the Umarex version is closer looking to an AR, and it's a little lighter in weight, which could be a pro or a con because there's definitely more plastic going on the exterior of it. So let's get into, again, this is the tabletop video, so I won't be shooting it in this video. I'll put links in the description if you're interested in buying it in Canada or the US. So check that out at the end of the video if you're interested. So let's get right into some of the specifications, okay? And then we'll take a closer look at it as well. So it is, again, 4.5 millimeter steel BB. It's an AEG automatic electric gun. It has a projected shot for the battery. So once the battery is fully charged using these included batteries, so this is an advantage over the 400E, the Barra 400E, is you do get the batteries and you do get this USB charger, so you don't have to go out and invest in that. All you're going to have to buy for this gun is essentially BBs, right? And just, you know, some electrical power from your house. No big deal. So it, again, about 650 shots per battery charge. So you have to reload the magazine, obviously. And it does use, it's an all-metal airsoft style dropout metal magazine. So it just uses a typical, almost kind of what you'd find on an AEG airsoft rifle. It's almost the same, but in this case, we're just looking at a metal 4.5 millimeter BB magazine. And sometimes, yeah, this is weird. I don't like this. This thing sticks out and you got to push it in. So let me show you. This thing sticks out. You will have to push it in. Obviously, when it's loaded with BBs, it's not going to matter. But before you pop it in here, you have to put that back in. Otherwise, it gets jammed up on it. So just know that, and you wouldn't want to push too hard or you might break it, right? So don't break anything while you're trying to get it working the first time. It is semi and full auto selectable. It does shoot up to 430 FPS at approximately, again, 500. I'm not sure exactly. I know with the Barra, it's 550 rounds per minute in full auto mode. I think it's going to be pretty close. I haven't seen any claims. Oh, no, it does say 450 rounds. So my mistake. It is 450 rounds per minute. Not 550. So the Barra claims 550 on the box here, and I'll show you the box in a second. It does claim 450 rounds per minute, so slightly slower. It does have a metal and plastic build. We'll go over the metal parts when I show you around. It's 4.9 pounds or 2.2 kilograms. It's approximately 32.25 to 35.5 inches, depending on the rear stock, how far it is in or out, and the barrel length is 15.9 inches or 40.4 centimeters. So the length of the gun was also 82 to 90.2 centimeters. It does come with flip-up adjustable adjustable front and back. I'm not going to say fully iron. There's maybe some iron in them, but they're mostly plastic sights. We'll call them iron sights because that's how people refer to them. The rear one is a peep, and the rear sight is fully adjustable, okay? So for windage and elevation. Also has the M-LOK accessory slots on the sides and bottom of the handguard. And it does have a 6-position AR type adjustable stock, but when you do put the batteries in, it's more like a 3-position AR stock because the batteries do stick out and they prohibit the full closing of the stock. So keep that in mind. If you don't have batteries in it, you can close it right up. Maybe makes it a little easier to transport. But when it's got these batteries, perhaps you can find other batteries that are shorter. You will have to make some accommodations for the length of the stock. All right, it does have textured AR style pistol grips, a working charging handle, dust cover, magazine release, and selector switch. It does come with the included 11.1 volt, 1200 milliamp LiPo battery with the USB charger and battery safe storage bag. So I might as well go through this while we're looking at it. So this is what it comes with in the bag or in the box. So if you want to put your battery in here, so it's a good idea to put your batteries in these types of bags when you're done charging them, just in case they explode or, light on fire or whatever they do. We might as well go over what comes in the box as well real quick right now. So you get this manual, right, with all the stuff in it, do's and don'ts, how to do this, how to do that, how to aim, some basic specifications and things. So what you would expect in a manual, again, going over the specs, 430 FPS, full auto, semi-auto, 55 round, steel BB electric gun. You do get a speed loader, okay? So you get the speed loader. And did I show you the charger? Not yet. You get this charger, just a basic USB charger. It'll be red when it's charging, and then it kind of just goes off when it's fully charged. Okay. What else are we working on here? So you do, again, the speed loader comes. You're going to need a speed loader if you're shooting in full auto. It's basically, again, going back to it, it's the classic M4 AR platform. Looks just like it, other than it's not really licensed as any specific AR, but it does have Umarex licensing on it in its own name, Umarex. It's made in China, not Taiwan, and it does come in the cardboard box with manual, speed loader, battery, charger, battery, safe storage bag, and so on. And here's what the box looks like. Okay, so we'll just kind of look at this. So 430 FPS, 131 meters per second, 450 rounds per minute, steel BBs, 177 caliber, 4.5 millimeter, 55 shots per drop-free magazine. Smart LED MOSFET performance, so it's good to know it's got a smart LED, so it does make a little beepy sound when you plug in the battery, let you know it's got a battery plugged in, battery and charging cable included, so that's nice. Everything you pretty much need. All that's kind of the same as what we've already talked about. And battery's dead. So we're going to change the battery now. You can see my battery died. So I'm going to switch the battery and we'll just carry on. We are back in business. I got a brand new battery. This one will take us to the end, I promise. I just forgot to switch the batteries out. I don't know why, but sometimes I forget these things. Getting older, mind doesn't work exactly the same way as it used to. But we'll get through this video, I promise you, and we're going to have some cool footage. At least I had the other camera rolling so I could explain to you why you weren't seeing one video format. Anyways, we got 2 cameras rolling, so that's always a good thing. Okay, so at this point, we're going to do a little walk around. I'm going to show you around everything. And again, I'll just show you all the stuff that it comes with, just so you can see it all. So here's the charger. It's a Dean's or the battery. It's a Dean's connector. When you're charging it, you just plug this in here, right? Like this. and then you just plug this into a USB charger. You could probably plug it into your computer, might be a little slower, or some sort of wall charger. So that's cool. You get the 4.5 millimeter magazine or speed loader, BB speed loader. Just drop it right on the top of your magazine and go to town. You get this Umarex bag for safely storing your LiPo batteries. You could use it for other batteries, I'm sure, but it is kind of small. Then you get the manual as well. So let's get right into the gun. And again, we're going to just use this front camera, the one I've got on my head here. We're going to take a look around. I'm going to show you. So you do have, basically, you do have a charging handle that opens the dust cover, right? And that way you can get in there. And I don't know if there's hop up. I'm trying to remember if it has hop up. Let's see here. I don't think it does, but I could be wrong. If there is hop up, I'll put it on the screen right now. I didn't really see that feature, but I could be wrong. It's probably not hop up. Oftentimes with airsoft, well, most times with airsoft, you're going to have hop up, but not with necessarily with steel BBs. Okay. So you do have this removable magazine again. It's not a spring fed one, as in you wind it, like a lot of them you wind if they're high capas or mid cap magazines. It's basically got the one spring that basically tensions the BBs and will allow all 55 BBs to come out without you having to wind it. You have the safety selector switch, safe, semi, so safe. Oh, I took the battery out. We'll put the battery in a second. Safe, semi-auto. You have these flip-up sights that are fully adjustable, okay? So you can adjust them for windage and elevation. It is a peep sight. There's only one aperture, so it's fairly small, which I don't mind it being small, but you will have to get in a little closer, and you're not going to be able to see. It's going to be better for accuracy, a little bit less gooder for quick target acquisition. Bigger apertures let you sort of get things centered a bit quicker, but they're not quite as tight. But you can do elevation and windage with this guy. You have the front pop-up sight. These are plastic, by the way, and removable. So you just have your post front that's kind of partially hooded. You've got your flash hider here on the front. It feels to me to be plastic, but the barrel is metal. This rail is plastic. The receiver is plastic. The grips are plastic. The selector switch is metal. The trigger is metal. All of these metal parts here are metal. You also have a metal sling mount on the back here. Hopefully you can see that. You have, again, the metal charging handle, metal forward assist, metal bolt. It looks like what would be the bolt, right? The bolt, internal bolt. It's not really a bolt. It's just a mock one, a full one. And then you have a metal dust cover that locks until you pop it, right? And there's no ambidextrous selector. Would be nice if there was. You do have a 6-position adjustable rear stock. You have this nice rubber butt plate. And you could mount a sling here as well, right? On this side, basically much the same, except you have your magazine release. All of your M-lock slots here for adding other accessories. You'll need to either add an M-lock, some sort of device that's suitable for M-locks, or an adapter that can put like a Picatinny rail on the M-lock if you're interested in that. And yeah, it's pretty good. Let's put the battery in. Okay, so we're going to do that now. Got to pull this. You got to pull this out further. So this is how you'd adjust it. To pull it off, you got to bring it a little more forward. So let me show you what I'm talking about here with this. Okay, so you can only get it in that far. And then you can plug it in. It's going to beep on me once it's, I don't know if you heard that, but it beeps. Okay, now we are limited to the length of this. So let me just, yeah, we're just going to have to that's the problem is how do you get this all in there? So I'm just not going to compress it very far. I don't want to push all my rubber and wire bits too tight. So that's fine. Like for me, that's about as tight as I can get it, okay? Without really pushing on those rubber bits. So there's wires and things and all the connectors. That's as far as I can get it. Maybe if I'm get them in there tighter somehow, it could do better. But that's what I'm seeing for me. That's what I'm able to do. Okay. Now this does come off. I don't think this is gonna, yeah, this doesn't allow you for more space for the battery. So sometimes there's, in some of these guys, there can be a little extra room back here, but there isn't on this one. Okay, so now we're in semi. Let's just take a quick look. Full auto. seems to be working for me. And like I said, when I get up close, the aperture like this is in a bad position because I can see a little bit more the closer I get through the aperture, which is a little better for getting things targeted in that, you know, it's a pretty small hole. You know, maybe a little bigger hole would be better. I didn't see that it came with anything, but you can remove these sights. You could put on any sights you want, including red dot or even a riser of some sort if you want to get it up higher. All of that's totally easy to do. But nice gun. You know, it's nice having another AEG BB rifle other than the Barra 400E. I mean, that's a good rifle for sure, but maybe you want something that's a little closer to an AR and maybe a little lighter to pack around, because this is like, to me, feels just right. 5 pounds feels super lightweight, easy to pack around. I wouldn't mind a shorter barreled version, to be honest. I like the more compact rifles, and if they made a shorter version of this, I'd really like it. And I don't think that's going to affect velocity that much because it's an AEG, which means you're not worried about the CO2 expanding in the barrel. So basically, CO2 needs a warmer temperature to expand. So you have a warm barrel or a warmish barrel, it's going to expand as it goes down that barrel, and the expansion causes more and more back pressure. Whereas with an AEG, it's basically just the spring pushing air. So there's no further expansion of that air. The spring's already expanded that air pretty much. So you're not going to get a lot more velocity out of a longer barrel on an AEG over, say, a blowback, either CO2 or gas gun. Okay, so what else? Let's go over the pros and the cons, because we're getting a little long-winded here, aren't we? So pros and cons. No CO2 required, so cost to shoot is much less. It comes with a high-volt LiPo battery and charger, 11.11 volt. Very consistent velocity, as there's no cooldown effect from CO2 over a gas gun or a CO2 gun, right? Just like an AEG air rifle would shoot, similar to that. You have the option to shoot in semi or full auto modes, so you can do that, which is a great option, right? And with something like this, shooting in full autos is going to be accurate, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and you can reload with that speed loader pretty quick. Lots of rail options for mounting accessories. You have the flip-up sights that are fully adjustable on the rear with that peep sight on the rear. You have the 6-position adjustable rear stock. You have that nice high capacity 55 round magazine. You know, I don't know if they could have, but maybe a mid cap would be cool. Some sort of one with a winder, and you just load up the hopper and you just wind the BBs. I don't know if that's something that you can do with a 4.5 millimeter. They use it in airsoft, so I don't see why not. But maybe the BBs just don't cooperate as well as airsoft BBs in that situation. I don't know. There's lots of working parts, including the charging handle, the dust cover, the magazine release, selector switches, all that stuff, pins and things, right? Even the sling mount is metal. And it does come with a safe storage bag for that LiPo battery, just to keep your peace of mind when you're storing that battery. It's not going to burn your house down. And some cons: there's no blowback operation, as is with most full auto and AEG BB rifles or airsoft rifles for that matter, right? So like the Crosman AR series, they're blowback guns. They have CO2 and they have the blowback. So you get that little rat-a-tat on your shoulder. It's not much, but it's enough to give you that simulated blowback or recoil. And there's no red dot included with this version, but it does include iron sights, and they should work just fine. So maybe future versions, you know, this is the first one that I know of. Maybe future versions, they'll come with a more compact barrel option. Maybe they'll come with red dots, things like that, right? I don't know. But this is a great first to market product, in my opinion. If you're interested in an AEG full auto BB rifle, then you have more options now. You've got the Barra that I showed you already. You've got this guy, the AER16 from Umarex. And honestly, I'm not even sure the prices, but there's going to be links in the description. I imagine they'll be similarly priced. You know, it might come down to which one's less expensive. And, you know, I'm like that too, right? Why not purchase the one that has the better value? And to me, I wouldn't say one is better than the other. They have their pros and cons. Lightweight over more metal in the Barra. Lightweight here. More like an AR, true AR, less like an AR. Anyways, I think we're going to wrap it up here. Don't forget to subscribe. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, right? And also check out replicaAirguns.com, which has got our blog. I'll put written posts, articles, reviews there, additional photos and information. And of course, if you're interested in buying airguns, BB guns, airsoft guns, pellet guns, blank guns, and other accessories, then check out replicaAirguns.ca for Canada and replicaAirguns.us for the US. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Take care.